G'day guys, Matty from Revenge here. Look, today I just want to have a bit of a chat about doing overnighters and camping on your boat. So, anyone that's friends with me on Facebook or knows me or watches any of the videos and know that I love doing overnighters on the boat. There's just something about, being on the water of a night time that I just really enjoy. So, there's a few things that I know of that make life really easy for me, and today I suppose I just want to touch on 5 of the tips that I've got when it comes to doing overnighters on your boat to help it be more enjoyable. So tip number 1 that I have today, location. You really want to find a spot that's going to allow you to fish throughout the night and be comfortable and, more than anything, relaxed. So there's 2 big things I'll look for. 1, I'll find an area that I still think is going to fish fairly well, because you should keep fishing throughout the night. 2, I'll try and find a spot that's free of the majority of boat traffic. So say for example, I won't anchor too close to a shipping channel or a breakwall or rocks, especially if it's tidal or there's a bit of surge. What I don't suggest doing if you're somewhere that you haven't been before is just randomly driving around of a night, hoping to find somewhere to sleep. Done that a few times. I've woke up in a few places where, if it was daylight, I would have realised I probably shouldn't have been there. So step number 2 is comfort. It is all about being comfortable if you're going to go out for those really big trips. There's a couple of different things that I've done over the years. In my little 12-foot tinny, it was simply just a sleeping bag and, like a puffy jacket that I'd use kind of as a pillow. And I'd kind of lay, on a 45 kind of across the boat, and I'd have a fairly good night's sleep doing that. And I'd fish all night, and it wouldn't be too bad. In anticipation and revenge and go deep, I could comfortably sleep in the front of the boat. But to be honest, the thing I really enjoy and what I really love doing is just throwing my swag out on the floor, or throwing 1 or 2 of the roll-up mattresses or inflatable mattresses, just throwing them on the floor and just sleeping, directly beneath the stars. So I guess the big take out of that is everyone's level of comfort is different, so what I might be able to just rough on the floor with, 2 mattresses and a sleeping bag, where the next person might need to bring their deluxe king swag, and set that up on the deck and try and climb around it. It's each to their own, it'll be a bit of experimenting to see, what works for you, but that's what it's all about. I guarantee you, once you find something that works for you and something that's comfortable for your boat, you will absolutely love doing overnighters. It is the best. So tip number 3 is food. If you're going to spend an extended amount of time on the boat, it is absolutely awesome to have some decent food on the boat. So there's millions of options for this. There literally is. There's so many things you can do that I'm going to start another video just based on this and kind of show people what's out there. But you could take a butane barbecue and, the little gas cartridge ones, just have a normal barbecue for dinner, or basically anything you could cook on a stove you can do with a frying pan. You could take a 12-volt oven like I've got in this boat, party pies, sausage rolls, take an airfoil container, fill it up with roast beef and gravy rolls. You could take a jet boil and do hot dogs. There are so many options out there, and there's nothing better, especially when you've been on the boat all day and you've been in the sun all day. It is the absolute best at the end of the day, kind of to settle down and relax and, be able to cook a nice hot feed up and have a nice cold drink. It really is worth putting some thought into. You will absolutely be glad you did. So tip number 4, guys, is to keep fishing. I don't know how many times I've caught fish in the middle of the night while I've been asleep, on the floor of the boat. It's happened more times than I could count. Like, pull up as you're cooking your dinner, leave a rod or 2 out while you're cooking, you're crazy to stop fishing. Even of a night, if I'm asleep in the front and it's cold and I want to have a good night's sleep, sometimes I won't do it, but, in summer when I'm out here on the deck, guaranteed I will always have 1 or 2 rods out while I'm asleep for the night. You will be surprised how many fish you catch just having a bait in the water. So tip number 5. Tip number 5 is by far the most important. If you pay attention to any of this rambling today, make it tip number 5. And tip number 5 is keep things simple. The reality is, I wouldn't have travelled half as much as I have, and I wouldn't spend half as much time on the boat as I do if I wasn't really, really good at keeping things simple. If every time you fish, and if you want to do an overnighter, it takes you, 3 hours to pack your boat because you've got so much crap you've got to get, and you just won't do it. It's not enjoyable. It's too much of a process. Work out exactly what you need. Work out a process to get it as quickly as you can and get it in your boat as quickly as you can, and then just go. Don't go to BCF and spend a fortune on camping gear. Don't go to Anaconda and spend a fortune on camping gear. Just work out what you've got and make it work and go and have the best time. You don't need all this crap, like I do all these overnighters. The two camping mattresses I sleep on, essentially live in me swag. Me swag stays at home most of the time. There's plenty of nights I've grabbed the doona off me spare bed and the pillows off me spare bed and just crashed out, on the floor on them on top of the 2 foam mattresses. Like, it costs nothing, the stuff's already at home. So, by all means, do what's right for you, but don't make excuses saying you can't do it because you don't have this barbecue or you want to hold off, doing it until you get, this special thing or whatever the hell it is. Like, you don't need that crap. Just keep it simple and go out there and have the best time ever. Tip 5. That is worth remembering. Pretty much, guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope for anyone that's wanting to spend a bit more time on their boat overnight that this made sense. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, throw the video a like. If there's any questions, as always, throw them in the comments. I will 100% make sure I answer every comment. Thanks, guys. See you all on the next one.